Mm-hmm. So we're live on YouTube, yes, and Twitter, Facebook time. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. There it is. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Insider BA's Mill. I'm your host, as always, Insider BA. The glasses are on. My co-host this week, Tim Ohh. Welcome back. The Tim Ohh Shit Show is here. Of course, for anyone new,
as always, all of our social media accounts along with our blog will be at the bottom of this video. They'll be in the description. So make sure you give us a like, give us a follow, support us any way you can. And as always, huge shout out to My Fantasy Sports Talk. Search for our podcast and blog post on their website as well. And fantasy football season is coming soon.
Oh my, fantasy football, the defending champ right here. But it's okay. I will be back. Because I am back. I missed last week, as you all know, but those rumors, they come into this week, and there's a lot of rapid rumors. And today's top rumors, though, Jon Moxley, of course, former Dean Ambrose, he has an interesting clause as in his AEW contract, so stay tuned for that. Aleister Black's Extreme Rules opponent, I might know who it is, or I might not know who it is. They want to take my rumors with a grain of salt. But someone's been knocking on that man's door. We're going to find out who it is tomorrow. Reportedly, they're going to announce the opponent tomorrow. We'll see. But I might have an inside scoop on it because I am Insider BA. The WWE title at Extreme Rules is right now a singles matchup. And there might be a stipulation added to it. Stay tuned for that. And the main event is the plans for the new executive directors of the Raw and SmackDown brand. A lot of things going on today, so we're going to try to make this quick. But before I go into the rapid rumors, of course, if you haven't already, like, share, follow, retweet, subscribe, 5 things, you know what to do. And Kevin Starr, I see you in the comments. What's going on, man? Of course, bring in the comments. There will be one poll today regarding a topic that I will go over. I will I'll get to that in a minute. Of course, hit me up in the comments, and I'll be happy to shut you guys out. This is an interactive show. You know what to do. Hit me up. I hit you up. That's how it goes. Speaking of now the show, starting next week will be the returning mini-series of Insider BA's Road to, not WrestleMania, Road to SummerSlam, because Extreme Rules is this Sunday. And starting next week for about 3-4 weeks, I believe it's a 3 or 4 week build to SummerSlam, we're going to have some special guests again.
Wow, this is breaking news.
Breaking news. Tim Ohh had no idea about it.
I did not know.
I already have some people
as well.
I have some people in line. This 3-4 week, 5 week episode show will be the break for Insider BA's Rumor Mill. After SummerSlam is done, there will probably be one more episode, and then I'm going to take a month off. Because there's a lot of things going on in my life, as well as a vacation that's planned. And it's time to take just a month. This is coming in August, but this is July 1st, Monday's show of July. I go live every Monday as I can with the Raw and SmackDown live rumors. Anything that's going on in the wrestling world, that's what I do. Kevin Starr, is tonight the night we see Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt did tweet today, "Happy anniversary."
What
That's all he
anniversary
said.
is that?
It's the anniversary of the Wyatt family debuting years back.
Ago,
I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember what year. Probably 2013, if I had to guess. Let's see. But yeah, Christopher Brown. We better see Bray Wyatt tonight. With the Let Me In, everything, it's been building up. I want to see that, man.
Listen, we gotta see it. It's the anniversary.
Anniversary would be good.
It's
nice a go-home show. It's a go-home show for Extreme Rules. So will they give us Bray on the go-home show? I'm cool with waiting some more. Keep the puppets coming on. I still want to see the Vince McMahon puppet. We have not seen the Vince McMahon puppet show up in the backstage scenes. So give me that first.
Back there in creative, pulling all the strings.
He's in the gorilla position, isn't it? That's why. But let's go with the rumors now, because that's what the show's about. First rapid rumor. Alexander Rusev, formerly known as Alexander Rusev. Rusev is unhappy. His deal is almost up. He hasn't resigned, and Lana is trying to convince him to stay. Might leave with him if he ends up going. Hopefully he does not go. We all love Happy Rusev Day, even though it's not a thing anymore. It will always be a thing in my heart. close.
Rusev is one of those characters that got over when he wasn't really supposed to. And it's like Vince just punished you for it. It's like, no, you're not supposed to be that over right now.
Right.
And they kind of just wrote him to shit.
Yep. It's very unfortunate.
So I don't blame him.
And that is what it is. I think he's a great talent, but I think he should have won that matchup against John Cena years ago, the one I got chopped for. But hey, that's nothing that I want to talk about right now. But the next thing I need to talk about, Jinder Mahal has signed a new agreement with the company for an impressive 5 years. Who cares? Next.
Yeah, these 5-year deals they're giving to everybody.
They're giving everybody. Like. It's like and Jinder Mahal signed his name on that dotted line because he wants to make that money. Modern day Maharaja, Jabaraja, whatever you want to be called. Let's see. With all this talent, someone's going to left behind. He should bounce. Rusev, he's talking about Rusev. Yep, Tuquan, you make a good point there. Jack Swagger's open to a WWE return. I have not heard anything about that, Christopher Brown, not Chris Brown the singer, but Christopher Brown. But I'll be definitely try to look into that. And Dan the Man, too sweet. Welcome to the show, buddy. But now moving on to another 5-year deal that just happened. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the newly reunited heel club, which I love. I know Mr. Steve Fisher loves that as well. Too sweet. AJ Styles is heel now. He turned on Rick. He beat up Ricochet, and I'm all for it. I really hope Finn Balor joins somewhere. I know he's on SmackDown.
And he got 5 years now, so it doesn't have to be right away.
I know, but you need all 4 of them. All 4 of those guys together. That would be too sweet. So Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the newly signed 5-year contracts. Way to go, guys. Let's see if it's a mistake. Speaking now, moving on. WrestleMania 37. WrestleMania 36 is in Tampa, Florida. Coming up in April. So the rumor
next WrestleMania.
Next WrestleMania. WrestleMania 37. The rumored location is Minneapolis, Minnesota. You don't like it? Never been there, so it'd be cool to explore.
They only have the Mall of America, really, right? That's
I don't know. The Vikings are there. Maybe the Viking experience was born there and died there because now they're Viking Raiders.
Minnesota doesn't move the needle for me, but I mean, any WrestleMania is a good WrestleMania.
Right.
I like the warm weather WrestleManias.
Florida. Tampa, Florida is coming up. I cannot wait. But now moving along to something that's coming up, the Fox switch with SmackDown Live. Well, Jerry the King Lawler has been there's an idea from Fox floating around for Jerry the King Lawler to be a main part of a WWE studio show that will begin once SmackDown makes that move to October. The feeling is that Lawler's image and voice is a familiar one, thus something Fox Sports is looking for like a post show or something like that to be a host. I'm okay with it. I mean, why not?
Just bring back Talking Smack. That was good as it was.
Talking Smack
you don't really need to go out and get the biggest star because stuff like Talking Smack
was really
they do
good.
That after an episode on the Fox Sports or the Fox show.
Right.
That would work for me.
Speaking also about Fox, I don't know how truth this is, but they apparently want Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, to make an appearance on the first episode of SmackDown Live when it makes that switch. Your take?
I did not know if I was being trolled the first time I read that, but I did read that report and I was just like, but why?
But why?
Like I can't put
he's in the Hall of Fame. In the celebrity
but he has nothing to do with modern day wrestling now. It'd just be weird, especially now that he's like president and not.
But he's the modern day president. Well, I did not plan this, but I'm actually wearing the American flag. But can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Moving on. Now, as you all know, Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman kind of had. We'll get into Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff, but Braun Strowman speared Bobby Lashley through the stage. It was awesome. Actually, speaking of Monday Night Raw last week, you guys finally did it. I think, my opinion, you gave us 3 great hours of entertainment.
Hours, yes,
entertainment, I should say. Maybe there wasn't enough wrestling, like some people are saying, but everything that was put there, I'm cool with it. So, great job.
They upped the.
I don't know if Paul. We'll get into the whole Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff executive directors and the top rumors, but you're doing something different, and I'm all for it because I did not fall asleep.
Keep it going.
All 3 hours, and I unfortunately did not watch SmackDown, but I know it was up to par. It wasn't just like Raw, but still.
I just wasn't here, so I had to catch highlights. But I mean,
I
the first
heard no
highlight I
complaints.
watched was him dropping the holy shit. So I was like, okay, this is
Yeah. So the reason for that big explosion, Braun Strowman has been dealing with some injuries, and this is kind of a way to write him off TV for a little bit. And why not do it with Paul Heyman's first kind of episode of running the show? Why making a big explosion happen? It was a 4th of July week. Boom, more fireworks, just like that. Speaking of Braun, Paul is a big fan and kind of wants Braun to be like that monster among men, like he used to be, not the
next Heyman affiliate.
So Paul is factoring in a huge push for Braun Strowman, so stay tuned for that. Looks like potentially, I don't know about this one. This might be it, but there's always, when somebody takes over, someone comes in, there's always like a new stage or something like that. So maybe that explosion was another way to create a new stage for Raw. I mean, SmackDown's probably should get its own stage on Fox, I think.
I don't think they need a new stage. I think they need to bring Pyro back. With that Fox money and that Saudi money, they should be able to afford fireworks. That just the little things sometimes. Just the little things.
We'll see. Let's see. Next, of course, Corey Graves, as you said, the holy shit comment he made wasn't censored or anything like that because it was planned, so he will not be fined for it or anything like that. This is WWE's way of getting back that teen demographic of that they kind of lost since with the PG era, and of course AEW coming back, debuting, and they kind of took that.
Right.
So this is their way. With Kofi's middle finger last week, the holy shit.
Can I just say something about the middle finger?
Go ahead.
Because watching it live, it was it was great, but it was disappointing because they had it hidden almost the whole time. Like you see his arm come out and the thing, and you know what he's gonna do, and you have the head covering it the whole time until just a little boop peek, and then it was gone.
Like, I feel like
I was like, give us the whole thing.
I feel like the camera angle was because Vince didn't want to do the whole thing just yet.
Right.
He wanted just that like hand moving, you behind the head, and it's like
I just hated how
there
it
it
is,
like peekaboo. And so I could see why.
That was the only thing I had wrong with that, but I'm glad we can peg each other off on TV again.
Right. Christopher Brown, no Alexa Bliss tonight. She's been dealing with the severe cough, and this is very true. I did know about that. Unfortunately, my girl Alexa Bliss is dealing with some type of illness, and Christopher Brown saying she won't be there. We'll find out tonight if she really is, but it's a go home show, and I'll miss her. That's for damn sure. She's a big mainstay for me to watch Raw. That's for damn sure. And of course, SmackDown Live if she shows up. Let's see. Moving on now to the next rapid rumor. WWE's attempt. So last week, Kevin Owens, I guess, turned babyface, in the flip of 1 week to the other. This is WWE's attempt at getting Kevin Owens back to the character and the plans WWE had for him in the beginning when he came back. But he had to turn heel because Daniel Bryan couldn't. It's a chain reaction, basically, domino effect. Like Kevin Owens is supposed to come back after WrestleMania, and then he came back before WrestleMania, or he was supposed to go into the main event of WrestleMania to face Kofi, and he's supposed to be that average guy, but Daniel Bryan with the heel, and then he got hurt, so he couldn't continue the feud after Mania. So Kevin Owens,
the average guy with the dad persona on Twitter and everything.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a babyface, so it looks like we might have him back to babyface. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with him.
Yeah, he's good either.
Back and forth because his character is more in between, kind of too. Just because
I love him.
I like the core aspect of KO being a prize fighter, which they haven't really done as much of lately.
Yeah,
and you can work that into being a heel or face too. So.
Right. I mean, it's just the timing of everything, just unfortunately. So this is kind of their way of hopefully.
Yeah, he's always someone though who's believable. Whether he's
I compare Kevin Owens to Chris Jericho. You love him whether he's good or bad. They just kill it all the time. Excuse me 1 second. Happened 2 weeks ago, and it happened again. That's the
Dehumidifier.
because we're in the basement. Moving on now, of course. Now, Kevin Owens with Dolph Ziggler and all that. Obviously, that's kind of a thing. Well, Dolph Ziggler wasn't originally supposed to be feuding with Kevin Owens. The original plan was for Ziggler and actually Ali, formerly known as Mustafa Ali, to have crossed paths and eventually lead into a storyline going to the biggest party, biggest event of the summer. What do you want to call it? SummerSlam, that's what it's called. Don't forget, Inside VA's Road to SummerSlam Special Edition Rumor Mill starts next week. That's such a long title. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It was rough doing the Road to WrestleMania ones, just saying it. But special guest starting next week. Stay tuned. But yeah, Ali, Ziggler was supposed to be the feud. Ali's been doing some promos, so who knows what he was going to feud. Maybe his guy is going to knock on Aleister Black's door. Stay tuned. Moving along now. Before I do, let's see if the comments are coming. Dan the man, keeping my thoughts and prayers to Alexis. Thanks, man. It hurts. I hope I see her tonight, but if she's sick, don't infect anybody else.
Yeah, it's like when you're sick, don't come to the office.
Right, pretty much.
Don't get everybody else sick.
Well, Nikki Cross will carry the storyline. But moving on now, speaking of Nikki Cross and that potential title, I don't know what's going to happen. Bayley and Sasha Banks. Remember how they used to be the former...
Who?
Sasha Banks. Remember her?
No.
Oh, well, let me tell you this, Tim Ohh. Her return is imminent.
Ooh, okay.
Does she screw over Bayley this coming Sunday? Her return is imminent. Will this finally be the way where Sasha Banks comes in as a heel?
I hope so, but this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna have her help Bayley, and they're gonna go back to like tag teaming, and they're gonna have a
hugging, and
they're gonna feud against Alexa and Nikki Cross, and it's gonna be back to let's make them a tag team and have them feud that way, kind of deal.
And you'll win the titles again, and you'll lose at Mania, and then it's all over again. Well, let me tell you something that happened. Obviously, Mania, Sasha left because she was pissed, and the whole plans of the titles. Right, I understand. Still a bitch. Moving on, lost their. I had to throw that a little. So Bayley and Sasha Banks lost their titles to the Iconics. According to Nikki Bella on the Bella Twins podcast, that was done so that the Australian duo of Peyton Royce and Billie Kay that I really enjoy. I think Peyton Royce should drop Billie Kay, but that's just me. Apparently, they were going to enter a program after WrestleMania with the Bella Twins. The Bella Twins are going to return to SmackDown Live after Mania, but Nikki's health got the checkup, the neck, the benign cyst in her head or her brain, and that scrapped all the plans off the table. And here we are. The Iconics have been a joke since winning them. I think they're booking them terribly, and they've only won. They've won once. And that was against Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I've been more entertained by the 24/7 title than the women's title. And I was actually really excited for the women's tag team titles because, I mean, Sasha and Bayley were pretty good with them.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of potential with all the tag teams. Like you had Asuka and Kairi Sane. And you had a lot of potential matches there. And it was just...
It's funny you said Asuka and Kairi Sane. Where are they?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Tune in tomorrow on SmackDown Live, the brand they're supposed to be on. Oh, there might be wild cards. Who knows what's going to happen? But wait a minute. The wild card hasn't been mentioned in the past week or so. Is it gone? Is it finally done? Do we just have no more brands?
Maybe. Nothing's ever explained. Or when it's explained, it changes the next week.
Nothing makes sense in the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, whatever you want to call it these days. What makes kind of sense, I guess you kind of brought back The Undertaker to generate some buzz.
No, that didn't make sense either.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'll just scrap that one out. But speaking of that rapid rumor, The Undertaker was brought back to generate some much-needed buzz because of the declining viewership and all that. There was a rumor that The Undertaker handpicked Drew McIntyre to be one of his opponents going into SummerSlam. There's an advertisement. I don't know if you heard about this one. I think you're the one that showed it, actually. A casket match at SummerSlam of Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre. I don't like that. Listen, if you're going to give me Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre, you got to give me just a singles match.
I mean, a casket match.
Listen,
Drew goes over Undertaker in a casket match.
If Drew puts Undertaker in a casket match, then you wrote this perfectly.
Yes, because
but you know what's going to happen.
Undertaker, I think the only reason Undertaker is even still wrestling or in the WWE today is just to put talent over.
Right.
And he has to put Drew over by losing in the casket match. That would elevate Drew McIntyre to where he should be.
I like it. But you know what's going to happen is Taker is going to, quote unquote, bury him in a casket.
I don't know. Not with Paul Heyman.
And I really hope it doesn't happen that way. Like I like them. I like them both. Obviously, I know Dan Go doesn't think Undertaker should be around, and a lot of people say the same.
Even if Drew McIntyre gets help, I still think that is
it's a huge win. I want that win to happen. I want the Undertaker to lose if this match happens, because Drew McIntyre has just been. We've been through the whole Drew McIntyre topic. It's just you can go back on the previous episodes, but like. If this is a casket match, then Drew needs to win.
Yes.
If he doesn't,
any match he needs to win.
Any match, exactly, perfect point. Singles, casket, anything, he needs to win because he's just been terribly booked. But then again, this match not might happen at all. So who knows? Take it with a grain of salt. But Taker's supposed to be part of the show. That's what I do know. And with that being said, that wraps up Rapid Rumors. If you haven't already. Like, share, follow, retweet, subscribe, 5 things. And don't forget, Top Rumors are coming up right now. But before I get into the action, I want to say one of this right now. So the poll I have for you guys today, basically it's revolving around the executive directors, new directors of the Raw and SmackDown. And basically, the top rumor today is we're going to get to it out of the main event, but I just want to know how you guys are feeling about this whole new directors being. So I'm going to publish this right now. Do you guys think Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff can save the WWE's declining ratings?
Go.
Answer it now. Yes, no. I will close the poll when we get to the main event, when we talk about the actual executive directors. First top rumor, before I get to it though. Let's see. We don't need shit anymore. Good point. Get rid of Shane. The Attitude Era is coming back. They're getting very edgy on it, so we'll see. But top rumor now. Jon Moxley's interesting clause in his contract. Moxley seems to have made sure that he doesn't get locked into a contract with AEW. He signed a 3-year deal. However, the clause is a very interesting one because it's an opt-out clause. So apparently, this is a rumor now, Moxley can back out of his contract after competing for AEW for 1 year.
Okay.
So after 1 year, if he wants to take his money he doesn't care about the money, he just wants to wrestle. He just wants to leave, then he could do that.
Right. Which
is a very interesting opt-out clause. But then again, take it with a grain of salt. Who knows if it's actually a clause in his contract. But here's another rumor revolving Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley. There was plans for Moxley when he came back. He was supposed to. So the plan was he leaves. They left great Field's final chapter.
Well, yeah, you can tell because how they just
Vince was like, yeah, he's not gonna go to AEW.
How many going
he's
away?
Gonna come back. Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe at Royal Rumble 2020.
Good.
That was the plan. A month later, AEW, All Double or Nothing, I believe it was called. Is Jon Moxley and a big FU to Vince McMahon. So your plans are scrapped. Unfortunately, you let a competitor leave on a high note, which you never do. Vince never does that. And he's over there in AEW, your competition right now. So that was the rumored plans, and they're scrapped. Then again, it's pretty wild that they left him go on a high note. Might be the first ever opt-out clause in wrestling contract. That is very true. It might be. I don't know if there ever was one.
I don't know. I'm not an expert on WWE or wrestling contracts, so could be, could not be.
Right. Moving along now to the next top rumor. Aleister Black's rumored Extreme Rules opponent. Someone's been knocking at that man's door. Someone finally knocked on it, and the next following week, they were gone when he opened the door. Who's that person? Well, reported a few weeks ago, it was expected to be Cesaro, who is on the Raw brand, but we don't know where people are on brands anymore, so it doesn't make any sense. That was the original report from WrestleVotes at WrestleVotes, and this could still be the case. But since Eric Bischoff is expected to be in charge of SmackDown Live and Paul Heyman taking the reins on Raw, this original match could have changed. Cesaro is always that guy. Just takes like
that would be weird because Cesaro's not the kind of character who would like just go and knock on someone's door and be like,
right.
That's like a Bray Wyatt type thing, or like
a more. You can't bring Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black into a feud though. It's like
but
because one of them has to lose, and right now they both have to win. Who could that be? That person? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what made kind of sense if you think like, oh, that's what Bray Wyatt let me in. It's,
right,
but obviously
it all made sense. Let me in.
Kind of.
I'm knocking on the door. Let me in.
We kind of knew it wasn't going to be Bray.
It'd be.
But Cesaro's one of the last people I would guess.
Yeah,
it would be. Is my point. It's like Cesaro. That's not his character or personality.
Then again, this is a report from a few weeks ago, so things could have changed. Who knows? But it's like Bray Wyatt. I don't want that to. It'd be awesome, but it's like one of them has to lose overall, and they both can't afford to lose right now.
Is there another part to this rumor?
There is no other part to it.
Okay, because I also read, take it with a grain of salt, Twitter reporting.
Yep,
that could be Cesaro or Randy Orton.
So I heard the Randy Orton thing too, but he is dealing with an injury right now.
They cleared him. He's cleared.
Oh, he's cleared now.
Yes,
I just read today he wasn't cleared.
No, he's cleared.
We'll take it from Tim Ohh, the Twitter doctors.
Just saying.
Those Twitter doctors, they always know what they're up to, right?
Maybe. Sometimes. They almost never do, but sometimes they're right. But I read the two names were Cesaro and possibly Randy Orton, which I could see
I'm okay with
Randy Orton being.
I'm okay with Randy.
And they would put on a good feud, I think.
Oh, I think so.
So, it's again, grain of salt.
Yeah, we're going to see. I know tomorrow they're supposed to announce the opponent, which I don't think they should. Keep it a surprise. Don't advertise it. But I really don't think they're going to announce it tomorrow. I think they're going to. This is a way to tune into SmackDown, and then it's like a big slap to the face because, haha, we're not announcing it. I'm going to show you guys. The person's going to show up Sunday.
Or they announce it. He goes to open the door again. No one's there. RKO out of nowhere. It's Randy Orton. Just kidding.
Oh, gosh. That would be amazing. Moving along now to the next top rumor. That 6-man tag match between New Day, Viking Raiders, Samoa Joe. So this is revolving around now. During that match, something was said, and it kind of like sparks everyone's ears. Well, the potential Matty Savage says, I read Rusev may be the guy knocking on his door too. Wow, this
could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Could be Dean Ambrose. Be up to.
Jesus, wow. Well, it's gonna be someone stupid. I can already tell.
Cesaro, like
it's gonna be.
I like Cesaro and I like Aleister Black, and I would love to see them feud, but it would be stupid if it was Cesaro knocking at the door. In my opinion.
It's probably gonna be Heath Slater trying to find his kids.
Oh, sorry, wrong room.
It'd be pretty funny if it was all truth, though. He's just
trying to hide.
He's trying to hide. Let me in. Get it? Should have hired Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse, but that didn't happen. But now the next top rumor, the stipulation that might be added to the WWE title matchup at Extreme Rules. Well, Corey Graves kind of suggested that the match between Joe and Kingston was actually going to be a ladder match. Nothing else was mentioned after that, but it's kind of weird that Graves would bring that up in commentary, even though the promos have not really led to like a ladder match type.
Right.
Can it be a submission? Does Kofi even have a submission move? Because obviously Samoa Joe's.
I don't
know.
Think it'd be smart to have Kofi versus Samoa Joe in a submission match because he's not a submission expert. You don't
go ahead.
Think Kofi could beat Samoa Joe. It's
right.
I'm always
a ladder.
I'm always down for a ladder match.
I'm okay with ladder
just
matches.
Because that's one of the few matches that you can do just because. Let's make it a ladder match. Although it would feel kind of like last second, like let's make this extreme. You know?
I mean, you have 5-6 matches confirmed right now for Extreme Rules, and like I think 3 of them are singles matches.
Right.
The Alexa Bliss versus Bayley is a singles. The Cruiserweight is a singles. Put that on a ladder match. Give me that a lot. No, that's a pre-show. No one gives a damn about the pre-show, so they're not gonna make it a. It's not. They're gonna make it like it's a pre-show, so it's not Extreme Rules, whatever. So another one, I think the triple threat. Is triple threat technically an Extreme Rules type of match? When you
No, because I think Extreme Rules, I'm thinking hardcore matches and stuff.
You're thinking of anything that could be anything that could be used as weapons. That's when I think of, not a mixed tag match. Which, by the way, they made it an extreme. They made it an Extreme Rules match, so I guess it's gonna fly under the radar still. And then you have the other tag team match, a no holds barred match. What is the difference between a no holds barred and an Extreme Rules match?
The name?
That's it.
I wouldn't know the difference.
I think the only real difference is Extreme Rules. You're gonna see a lot more than a no holds barred match where you're not gonna see weapons. Just some bullshit's gonna happen.
I mean, as long as they don't put a random object on a pole and have that one of those random objects on a pole match, like kendo stick or
flag
on
a pole match.
Just none of that.
Contract on a pole match.
A singles match is better than that. Any singles match is better.
But the name of the pay-per-view is Extreme Rules for a reason. Every match is supposed to be extreme. In a way, and in some type of way. Tables match. You can't do tables match or ladder match or chairs match because that's technically TLC at the end of the damn year. Maybe one of these pay-per-views need to get dropped. I'm okay with Extreme Rules getting off my TV. I mean, or TLC, one of those. Like, what's another one? Hell in a Cell, you get 2 main events as a Hell in a Cell. Understandable. You don't want to make every match a Hell in a Cell.
I'm okay with getting rid of TLC because I would rather see tables, ladders, and chairs distributed more often
Extreme Rules.
Like
pay-per-view.
Extreme Rules or like a regular
any match can be something extreme. Doesn't have to be a mixed tag match, which I guarantee was going to stay like that unless someone must have complained and they made it a mixed tag Extreme Rules winner take all match. Technically, you have 3 type of stipulations in there. Technically,
they just throw shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah. John made a good point. Too many pay-per-views. I mean, when was the last one? It happened just 3 weeks ago. Was it Money in the Bank? No, Stomping Grounds.
Stomping Grounds. I don't know.
Pointless pay-per-view. Pointless. I think that's for damn sure. But they said it was good. Under 5,000 people attended. Hey, that's not my fault. You didn't bring it to Boston. When you guys can come back to Boston?
I think they come in November.
No, it's going to be a Monday Night Raw show.
Oh.
When are you going to give us back a pay-per-view? Give us the Royal Rumble, damn it. 2011. Abel Del Rio won that one. The first ever 40-man Rumble. Give us the Royal Rumble. I want to go see the Royal Rumble. Wow. Come on.
I would book that in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Boston's one of your... We're on the Northeast. The Northeast is filled with wrestling promotions. And you only give us what? 1 or 2 shows. Not even a pay-per-view. I don't remember when the last pay-per-view was in Boston. I don't.
Like over a year ago.
I think it was 2 years ago. We're going to make 2 years if they don't do one this year. I believe it was a Hell in a Cell 2 years ago. I could be with TLC, one of those. Just do it. It's a great city.
You got one of the best crowds.
Come on. City of Champions.
Best crowd.
Come on. I understand we're champions, but you got to give us something.
What if they give us Night of Champions? What is that?
They already gave us Night of Champions 1 year. I don't want to see that again. They gave us Money in the Bank. They gave us Night of Champions. They gave us Hell in a Cell. They gave us TLC. Give me something. You gave us Royal Rumble technically, but that was in 2011. We're in 2019, damn it. 2020 coming up. Give me something. Oh, wow. Imagine if, because they like doing it at baseball fields now. Imagine if Fenway Park hosted Royal Rumble. Oof. I know you're outside in January, but it's okay. We're all going to wear jackets. Everyone's going to wear bodysuits to the ring. There will be a heater underneath the canopy heating up the ring. How about an Inferno match? That's an extreme match. I can book this for you. All right, I'm getting off topic here. Comments coming in now. B-Town is a great city, great sports city. Absolutely. Shane going to be champ. Let's not talk about Shane McMahon potentially being WWE type champ. We're going to get into the executive directors.
Do not put that curse on us.
Oh, Dan the Man. Boston for SummerSlam. It's actually hot in Boston in August. You don't have to worry about anything.
That could be a Fenway.
At the TD Fenway, yes.
Gillette. That could be
Gillette. Come to Gillette. I know WrestleMania, they're scared because it might snow, but they go to MetLife. It might snow over there too.
Yeah, MetLife is fine.
MetLife is, it was fine actually. As long as you have a sweatshirt, you're good. Come to Gillette, baby. Come on over. We'll let you in. Let me in. Let us in. It's that simple. Damn. Just do it. I'm going to end the poll now. That's what I'm going to do. As soon as I remember how to do it. Oh, there it is. Published results. You guys think Paul Heyman, yes, and Eric Bischoff are going to change the declining views. Last week's Raw was a great change of pace. Paul Heyman going into now the plans for the executive directors. The main event today. One of the things, Paul Heyman doesn't want that whole GM role being authority figure.
Yeah.
Get that off my TV. We don't want that
We're
crap.
sick of it.
We're behind the scenes running the show, and no one's coming out to say they're running the show, like the GM role, basically. That's one thing he doesn't want to do. Last week's episode of Raw, Paul Heyman sat beside Vince McMahon for the entirety of the whole show, except for when he was in that Street Profits promo, which I like. Speaking of Street Profits now, why are the Street Profits a thing on Monday Night Raw out of nowhere? Well, this is not a call-up for them, apparently. This is just to get the main roster crowd who doesn't watch NXT familiar with some NXT faces that potentially down the road they will come up. Okay. I like it. They're a nice comedic act, and at the same time, I've seen their matches. They're pretty damn good. The current NXT Tag Champs, I like it. This is all Heyman right here. Like you said, wants to have new faces on the show, and when they come up, we already know who they are because not everybody watches NXT on the network, but you should because NXT is so much better. I mean, Jesus, because Triple H is running the show, and why isn't Triple H an executive director? Director, what do you want to call it? We won't get into it. There's a lot of reasons why he's potentially not. But the AJ Styles heel turn now. That was another thing that happened last week.
Yep.
Was that happened the night of? Paul Heyman just said, we're doing this right now. It makes sense. No. This was actually planned for a while. It was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. And like I said, it was planned. Thank God the club are back together. Just put Finn Balor in there. Then I'll be even more happier. Comments coming in now. WrestleMania Gillette. Hell yeah. I would go with SummerSlam if they host Fenway or at Gillette Stadium. Big time changes on Raw. That's a damn sure. Dan Oliveira says, yeah, let's have two guys that ruined WCW and ECW. They're definitely going to save W for sure. That's the hot comic of the day right there. I mean, it's very true.
But these guys booked.
They know what they're doing, though.
These guys booked Vince McMahon almost into a corner. They had the most competition that Vince McMahon has ever had. So that's saying something at least. And Vince McMahon hired them, so that says enough. That says enough about it.
I think it's a great step in the right direction. I'm okay with both of them running the show because last week's Raw was entertaining, and SmackDown. I don't think Eric Bischoff is part of SmackDown. Probably mid-July is when he's going to take over. But I guess Paul Heyman either had his hands on it, he was on the side of Vince, or he was part of creative the whole damn time. All I know is all 3 hours. Thank you. I really hope tonight's going to be the same because I know that at 7:26 p.m. last week, I said tonight's Raw is probably going to be ass. And sure enough, at 8:10, when Braun Strowman brought Bobby Lashley right through the stage, I was dead wrong. And that was the start of a great Raw, finally, since before WrestleMania. I don't even know when the last one was. That's my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't give a damn. It's my opinion. I have my own word. It's my own damn show, damn it. I can say what I want. Boston, Gillette, SummerSlam, WrestleMania. Just come on over.
Imagine the tailgating at Gillette. Like SummerSlam?
Dude.
We do it right.
Don't get your hopes up.
We do it right.
Don't get your hopes up.
Come to Gillette.
Come to Gillette Stadium, please. Now, speaking still about the executive director role, Eric Bischoff is on SmackDown, of course. There's no plans to bring him on TV, so that's at the moment to change. I tell you what, though, there is a rumor that he wants to abolish the plans to make Shane McMahon the WWE champion at SummerSlam, saying it's completely unnecessary. It's 2019. What are you guys doing?
Pretty much the collective thought of the WWE universe.
Right. The rumored plan, though, for Kofi Kingston's, I'm surprised he's still the WWE champion. Great. Keep going, Kofi. Good run. The rumored plan is for Brock Lesnar to eventually cash in on him. And that rumored date is supposed to be the first SmackDown Live on Fox.
I mean, it's
a great way. It's a great run. You're going to be holding the title from April to October. And it's a great way to get this briefcase off him.
And
a great way to get some more heat on Brock Lesnar. It all makes sense. And a great
way to kick off the first show on Fox. That would just be boom.
The thing is, will you see the WWE champion on your show every week?
I mean, I think with him on Fox, he would. Fox gets.
I hope so,
because now Fox, it's not Brock Lesnar reporting directly to Vince. This is Fox is going to be sticking their hand and say, "Hey, we need Brock on TV more," and they're going to have to listen to Fox,
right?
So that's the only, hopefully, good thing that Fox would be able to force.
John brings up a great point. He says, if Shane wins the belt, that's like David Arquette winning the belt in WCW. It's a WCW move. That's what he says. Yeah, David, Vince either needs to retire or we'll leave it at that. ...
Damn.
Come on, man. The man's a genius. You said it 2 weeks ago.
You just got to go to the XFL and kill that.
Yeah, right? Matt says, no way Heyman and Bischoff will remain off TV. Vince is going to hit the panic button sooner than you think, and boom, authority figures will be back. I wouldn't be surprised.
The authority thing is so played out. It's like, oh, here comes the authority, keeping the little man down. We'll wait until WrestleMania when he finally puts it over the authority.
And he had his Daniel Bryan moment. Just like Kofi Kingston had his moment.
We're sick of that story.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen. But what's going to happen, though, like I said in the beginning of the show, Inside BA's Road to SummerSlam Rumor Mill, the miniseries of Road to returns next week for about 3 or 4 episodes. I'm going to have special guests. Once again, the SmackTalk team co-host it will be me and a special guest for 3 weeks, I believe, 3 or 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. That's happening. People's Podcast is going to happen a little later on Thursday. Thursday night, it's going to happen, though. No matter what, it's happening on Thursday.
Aiming for 8 o'clock.
Aiming for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. The SmackTalk team's predictions will go live. And if you haven't already, like, share, retweet, follow, subscribe. The 5 things you got to do to let us run wild on you. That wraps up today's show. It was a pretty good show. I know I wasn't here last week. I'm Insider BA.
I'm Tim Ohh.
And we are signing out. I will see you all this Thursday. Don't forget, 8 p.m.
This is my 4th of July salute.
Salute. Oh, God. My God almighty.